Hello everyone, welcome to Microwave and Radar Engineering lecture series. Today we are going to discuss the introduction of microwave transmission lines and components. So basically in this lecture we will discuss the basics of microwaves, its wavelength, its frequencies, also the complete table of frequencies and the various types of waves which is used for the various applications, also the most important applications of the microwave and its applications. Along with that, there is some discovery and innovations regarding of the microwaves. So let's start this session. So before moving to the actual session, I have made one video which will completely brief the theory and the all the chapters of MRE. That is, there are total 6 chapters in this subject. So you should watch this video for the brief introduction of complete syllabus. So now we will going to discuss the basics of microwaves, its applications, also the history of microwaves, how the discovery of microwaves takes place, also the innovations regarding the microwave and the microwave tubes and its frequency tables with respect to different frequencies and their different waves. So let's start the session. So one can see in the theoretical point of view. So there is a definition of the microwaves. Microwaves are the form of electromagnetic radiation, that is EM waves, with wavelengths ranging from 1 meter to 1 millimeter, with frequencies between 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. So according to these frequencies, the wavelength is given. As we all know, as the frequency increases, the wavelength will be decreased and vice versa. So for the 300 megahertz, there is a wavelength of the microwaves is given, that is 1 meter, and for the increasing frequency, or we can say for 300 gigahertz, the wavelength of microwave will be 1 millimeter. So this is the relation between frequency and the wavelength and the basic range of this microwave frequencies and so microwave wavelength. So this is very important. You should know the what is the actual wavelength and the frequency of the microwave. Next, a more common definition in the radio frequency engineering is the range between 1 and 100 gigahertz, that is wavelength between zero point 0.3 meter to 3 mm. In all the cases, microwaves include the entire SHF. HSF stands for super high frequency band, that is 3 to 30 gigahertz, or we can say 10 to 1 centimeter at minimum. The frequencies in the microwaves range are often referred to by IEEE radar band designation. So we will see this separate table for the IEEE radar band designations. Next, some theoretical point of view is given. Microwaves travel by line of sight. So unlike lower frequencies, they do not diffract around the hills or any other obstacles. Also, they follows Earth's surface as a ground wave or reflect from the ionosphere. So the terrestrial microwave communication links are limited by the visual horizon to about 40 miles, or we can say 64 kilometer. At the high end of the band, they are absorbed by gases in atmosphere, limiting the practical communication distance to around a kilometer. So there are some limitations of these microwaves as compared to other frequencies. So let's move forward for the applications of the microwave. There are numerous applications of the microwave. It can be used in medical field also, in consumer electronics also, consumer applications. One of the most application of microwave is in the radar. The section B of this subject is completely depend on the radar subject, radar topic. So we will quickly say overlook these applications of the microwave. There is a separate chapter for these applications of the microwave, that is it includes medical applications also and consumer applications also, and there are some AMI AMC, noise generation and compatibility. So we will discuss those type of application thoroughly in the upcoming videos. So for now, we have just mentioned the basic applications of the microwave. So these are widely used in the modern technologies. The examples are given. The first one is in the point to point communication links. Then in wireless networks, we can say in mobile or in the TV transmissions also. Microwave radar relays networks, radar, satellite and spacecraft communication. So this is very wide area of this microwave communication, that is in the radar and the satellite and spacecraft communication. It also used in the remote sensing, radio astronomy, particle accelerators and spectroscopy. So these are some various advantages. It can be used in the industrial heating also. The next is a collision avoidance system, that is garage doors openers and the keyless entry system. So we can say this is very consumer type of applications. The next consumer application is for cooking food in the microwave ovens. In the medical sector also, medical diathermy and cancer treatment. Along with that, it can be used in the various analog signals like ECG and EEG for the complete scanning of the whole body, or we can say it can be used in the microwave imaging. So all this application we will thoroughly learn in the upcoming videos. So I think you have clear the basics, its wavelength, its frequency range of these microwaves, its some characteristics of these microwaves and the basic applications of these microwaves. So please do remember these things. So we will move forward for the history of microwaves. So this is very brief history, and so much discovery and innovations was takes place in the field of these microwaves. So one can see from this description, the James Clerk Maxwell, known as a result of experimental and theoretical on electromagnetic waves in four equations and predicted the existence of electromagnetic waves. Okay, so this is the first scientist who predicted the existence of EM waves. Then Heinrich Rudolf Hertz experimentally confirmed the Maxwell's prediction. Again, Guglielmo Marconi transmitted information on an experimental basis at microwave frequencies. So this is the first time when the transmission was uh, takes place by the Marconi scientist in the form of microwave frequencies. Then George C. Southworth really carried out the Marconi's experiments on the commercial basis. So during the World War II, there is a various developments was takes place, and the radar was invented, and this was exploited for military applications. So these are some innovations done by this scientist in the field of microwaves. So there is a some discovery of microwave tubes. Okay, there are some scientists who discovered the microwave tubes for the transmission and power amplification of these microwaves. So we can see from the description, the transit time problem was solved by the German scientist, that is K. Kurz and the H. Barkhausen in the year 1920. So they develop a special vacuum tube called Barkhausen-Kurz oscillator, that is BKO, that could generate high frequency oscillations. So this is very mandatory thing for the transmission of microwaves to the higher distance and with the minimum losses, that it should generate high microwave oscillations. However, the availability of output power was limited. So there are some limitations, that if we increase the oscillations, or we can say if we increase the high frequency oscillations of this microwave, then there will be limitation on the power output. So in further, in 1921, Hull developed the very popular magneton device, who use as a magnetic field to influence the flow of electrons. So this is very popular device to generate the microwaves, and which is mostly used in the radar. Then again, Randolph and Boots further developed the magnetron in 1939. So again, in the upcoming years, so many scientists has had discovered the or we can say develop these microwaves to the higher extent. One of the most important in the 1960s, the microwave communication had almost replaced 40% of telecommunication, okay, telephone communication between major cities of world. So in the early 1980s, microwave device found application even in the consumer market with TV receiver, that is TVRO, broadcast service to the home of satellite TV transmission. So we can see that in the 90s, almost 40% of telecommunication department, or we can say telephone communication engineering, is replaced by these microwaves. And in the 1980s, the macros was used in the consumer market also, in the TV transmission and satellite TV transmission. Okay. So in the 1990s, microwave become common consumer market products with the development of microwave oven, network television, personal communication system, that is PCS, cell phones, personal communicator, etc. Also they found various applications in the radar, such as medicine, surveying land, industrial quality control, radio astronomy, global positioning system, power transmission, and space shuttle. So those are the some applications which was developed by these years, and the one of the major applications of these microwaves. So you will thoroughly learn this radar system in upcoming videos. So please remember, this is the history of the microwave, the scientist name that who discovered these microwaves, how this technology developed year by year, and also the generation of tubes, microwave tubes, by the Bark Hussein scientist in 1920s. And when the microwaves are used by the telephone communication in 1960s, and in the 1980s, those were used by the TV transmission and satellite transmission, etc. So this is a very brief introduction of this history of microwaves. So we'll move forward for the next point, which is very important, and all the basics of microwaves is depend on this frequency band. So everyone should know the microwave frequency band. Okay, there is a one table given, that is CCIR band designations. So one can see the frequency range is given, and the according to frequency range the band designation is allotted to the particular wave. So please remember, this is very important table, and you should know the actual range of microwaves by thoroughly studying this type of table. So we can see the frequency range is given, the 3 is common between all the frequency range. The 3 number is very common in all the frequency range, that you should remember, that is 3 Hz to 30 Hz, it stands for ultra low frequency, that is ULF. Then 30 Hz to 300 Hz is for extra low frequency, which is given by ELF. Then 300 Hz to 3000 Hz, which is nothing but the 3 kilohertz, which is nothing but voice frequency, or we can say it can be used in the telephone or baseband frequencies. So according to this frequency range, the various band designations is allotted to the signals, and the naming is given. Again, 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz is for very low frequency, VLF. Then 30 kilohertz to 300 kilohertz is for low frequency, LF. Then 300 kilohertz to 3000 kilohertz, which is nothing but the 3 megahertz, is for medium frequency. Then 300 megahertz to 30 megahertz is for high frequency. Again 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz, which is VHF, that is very high frequency. Then 300 megahertz to 3000 megahertz, which is nothing but 3 gigahertz. The giga stands for 10 to the power 9, where mega stands for 10 to the power 6. So this range is ultra high frequency UHF. Again, the range is given 3 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz, which is super high frequency. So starts from ultra high frequency to super high frequency, or we can say extreme high frequency EHF. There is a microwaves existed. So these are the very common range of these microwaves, that is from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz, or we can say UHF, HSF and EHF are the microwave frequency bands. So please remember the actual range of microwaves. Again, the 12th number is 300 gigahertz to 3000 gigahertz, which is nothing but the 3 terahertz is for infrared light. Then 3 terahertz to 30 terahertz is for infrared light. Again 30 terahertz to 300 terahertz is again infrared light. Then 300 terahertz to 3 petahertz is for visible light. Then 3 petahertz to 30 petahertz is for ultraviolet light. 30 petahertz to 300 petahertz is for X-rays. Then 300 petahertz to 3 exahertz is for gamma rays, and the last one is 3 exahertz to 30 exahertz for cosmic rays. So this like I have told you that mega stands for 10 raised to 6, giga stands for 10 raised to 9. Then after gigahertz there is a terahertz, which is 10 raised to 12. Then petahertz is for 10 raised to 10 raised to 15, and the last one is the exahertz is for 10 raised to 18. So there is also is very high frequency band which is not given in this table, that is zeta hertz. The zeta stands for is of the power of 10 raised to 21 hertz. So please remember, this is very important table, the various frequency range, and according to this frequency range the band designation is allotted to the particular signals. Okay, and the most important point is the microwave frequencies, that is UHF, HSF and EHF. So let's move forward for the last table, that is IEEE industry standards, which is very important table and always asked in the examination. That is IEEE industry standards for the microwaves. So one can see the band designation is given, there is something different type of naming is given, and according to that the frequency range in the gigahertz is the given. So all these microwaves differs in all this frequency range, that is from 0.3 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz, or we can say 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. So for that purpose there is another band designation is given. So we can see there is some different type of naming is given. I think you have learned it earlier in the digital communication system also. So these band designations are UHF, then L, LS, S, C, X, KU, K and KA. Then after that there is Q, U, capital M, capital E, F, G and R. So these are the various band designations are given. So according to that the frequency range is given in the gigahertz. So for the first UHF there is a 300 megahertz to 1 gigahertz, or we can say it is up to 3 gigahertz. Then for L it is 1.1 to 1.7 gigahertz. You can write 1 to 2 gigahertz also. For LS there is 1.7 to 2.6 gigahertz is given. For S there is 2.6 to 3.9 gigahertz. For C 3.9 to 8 gigahertz. For capital X 8.0 to 12.5 gigahertz. For KU 12.5 to 18 gigahertz. For K 18 to 26 gigahertz. for Ka 26 to 40 gigahertz. Again, there is a different frequency ranges given also. For the Q, there is 33 to 50 gigahertz. For capital U, 40 to 60. For M, 50 to 75 gigahertz. For E, 60 to 90 gigahertz. For F, 90 to 140 gigahertz. For capital G, 140 to 220 gigahertz. And for the last, that is capital R, is 220 to 300 gigahertz. So please try to remember, this is very important point in this chapter, and this is very important regarding the microwave point of view, that you should know the actual frequency band designation for the microwaves between the 3 to 300 3.3 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. So this is all for this session. I think you have clear this IEEE standards table, then the CCIR band designation table, which is also very important. Again, the history of the microwave. Please remember the scientist name, their discoveries, and their development for these microwaves. The basic applications of the microwaves, and the basic wavelength and the frequency range for these microwaves. So this is all for this session. In the next session, we will actually start the transmission medium for these microwaves, that is waveguides. So thank you all for this session. Thank you so much.